All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I is, the good doc, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic, classic, potentially classic live stream for that ass today. Hope everybody is blessed. Hope everybody is doing well. Of course, the good doc is having a splendid yet fantastic one. Appreciate all of you guys coming in. You guys, make sure you get the likes up when you first come in. Doc would highly appreciate that one. Official time check, we're like 8:50 in the p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:50 in the p.m. Central, 5:50 in the p.m. for everybody repping that West Coast, and of course, 8:50 in the a.m. Philippine Standard Time. Wherever y'all reporting in the world today, maraming salamat sa lahat, and thank you guys for joining the good doc, Dr. Mike TV, on this particular live show. Now, I need to confess something, guys. I need to make a confession real quick because I know plenty of you guys have had your fair share in the comment section, and I was scoping the scene a little bit, but I do not believe TAMPO or TAMPO, however you describe it, is the correct word that I am looking for in reference to this particular topic. I will explain my thoughts, and you guys can pick up what I'm putting down a little bit later, okay? But in reference to the topic today, let's go ahead and rip this one off like a band-aid. TAMPO. Is it to control you or because she cares? Okay. Now, a lot of people are going to have their thoughts on this one. This is the reason why the good doc does live stream so that everybody can voice their own personal opinions about the particular topic. So without further ado, let's go ahead and rip this one off like a band-aid. I'm going to get my thoughts out real quick. Then I'm going to run to the chat. All I need you to do, first thing in, likes up, caress, molest, and de-stress that like button. You know what's good. If you guys want to support the good doc, please feel free to do so. Of course, I'm happy that you come through, spend just a little bit of time with me today. Now you're on Den. You guys already know BOOTYLOO Chronicles, all of my ebooks listed in the description area below. For anybody who wants the Foreigner's Guide to Tricking and Treating in the Philippines, hit me up in my email, and I'll make sure that I take care of that for you. All right? best gift to buy yourself this holiday season. Everybody knows Halloween is just around the corner. Okay, let's go ahead and rip this one off. I know in this particular situation, like I said before, tempo is not the right word to use, but I want you to hear me out on this. I just want you to hear me out because regardless of how I explain it to you, I still believe that I'm going to have mixed opinions about the particular topic tonight. I often think about what it means if a girl gives you attitude sometimes. You know, I think about it. Why is this girl getting on my damn nerves, or why is she giving me this bullshit right now? Did I deserve it? What did I do wrong? That's normally the type of thought process that you go through when you're dealing with a young lady who is giving you quote unquote tampo behavior. But let's say you actually did do something wrong or something that she felt slighted by. You know, we all know Filipinos are very sensitive. I mean, Jesus Christ, I've been around Filipinos for a third of my life, and we can all say that they're super, super sensitive. And even the slightest joke could mean something dramatic for them. You know, I've had guys call me and talk to me all the time about, you know, they don't know what they said or what they did to cause a particular girl to give them attitude. You know, most of the time it's just because of a joke or something to that effect. I think many of us can attest to that. And in those particular situations, you know, you could just say sorry. And then, you know, that could be the end of it. You know, you apologize, you can go on with it. But in more serious situations, it can be easy for a girl to express feelings in a way that you are not used to. Okay. I think that Filipinos have a way of expressing their emotions in a way that most men are not prepared for it. I often tell my gentlemen, Filipinas are, for the most part, their own type of women, but let's not forget that they're just women too. All right. Like I said, they people too. You know, Filipinas definitely can carry some of the traits that you could find in any woman anywhere in the world. We've talked about that before. But I'm gonna give you a quick example, and then I'll explain my thoughts on it, and then I'll let you guys, you know, comment in the chat box. For example, when we're talking about attitudes and adjustment and behavior and things like that. Let's say you are with a girl and you've been with her for some months now. Let's say you've put in some time in with this young lady. Again, if it's a fresh-faced relationship and she's giving you attitude, you're not going to take this at all. But I'm talking about a young lady that you may have considered being with for a significant amount of time. That's pretty much what we're focusing on right here. Let's say you guys have been together for a couple of months now, and it is time for you to go back to your country, and she clams up and she starts to act different on you. You know, you spent some time together, a couple weeks or so, maybe a month, however long you could have gotten away from your work. You've had some good times together. Next thing you know, time for you to leave. She started to act a little different on you. You know, she knows that you're leaving, so she kind of gives you a little bit of a cold shoulder, per se. She may cry at the idea of you leaving or express herself in another way. And when she does that, would you say that her tears are a way of controlling you or because she cares? You know, that's what I want you to think about in this particular example. If a woman cries, somebody you've known for a while, somebody that you could consider yourself, you know, liking for a long term period of time, if she cries on you knowing the fact that she's about to leave, would you say that she's crying to control you, or is she crying because she cares? That's the question that I want to ask you guys. Just something to keep in the back of your mind, okay? You know, I can remember a popular I can remember a popular phrase from a song that I used to listen to. Yes, it is a hip hop song. Yes, it is a song that is rap. And yes, the words that I'm about to give to you are rather profane, okay? Please forgive me for this, but I'm going to quote a line from a rap song that has some profane language in it. And if you guys have sensitive ears, please feel free to cover them right now. All right? So the lyrics to the song say, "She is not your bitch if she is not bitching." That's the line right there. Let me say it one more time. I hate to repeat myself, but you know, it's something that really caught my attention when I heard it. It's a song, it's a lyric in a song. And it goes, "She is not your bitch or your lady if she is not bitching." And when I heard that, it made me think a lot. And I found out that it's really true. If a girl is not worried about where you go or what you do, then how can she really care about you? You know, I know it can be annoying to have a girl calling and texting you all the time. And yes, it could be to keep tabs on you. But somewhere there, I have to believe, if you've been with her for a long time, that she is doing this because she cares. And that's the reason why she does it. And again, it could mean that she is keeping tabs on her money bags, you being Mr. Moneybags. But I have to believe that if there is some time in together, it has to mean something if she cries over you and really makes an effort towards you. You understand? So this is where I'm coming from with the particular topic about TAMPO and giving you attitude and things of that nature. Yes, TAMPO means different things to different people. Most people define TAMPO as the silent treatment. Some people may say TAMPO is the girl overreacting, acting childish, etc., etc. I understand that many people define it differently. But in this particular topic, I use TAMPO just to bring you into the chat, guys. Yes, you called me guilty as charged. But when I say it, if she's giving you attitude at all and you put some time into a relationship, I kind of feel like if she's not giving you a headache, or if she's not getting on your nerves, if she's not doing what you would expect a normal woman to do in a relationship with you, or somebody that you could consider, you know, being with long term, I kind of feel like she ain't yours in the beginning. You know, I kind of feel like you would consider that taking the initiative and making at least a certain effort. Maybe that's just me. That's my opinion alone. Again, you guys can feel free to leave whatever you want to say in the chat, and I'll make sure that I address it when I'm finished. So when it comes to attitude and getting on your nerves and getting mad in arguments, it could mean that she does care. I am not saying that you should be fooled or moved by the tears, but at least understand where she is coming from. That is all I'm saying. All right. So again, that's just my talking points for this particular live stream. For those that have been taking notes, thank you. For those that want to respond, please feel free to do so. The chat is wide open, ladies and gentlemen. We got about 22 people watching. I appreciate all 22 of you coming through and showing love to the good doc. You know what his number one rule is. Please make sure you caress, molest, and de-stress yourself all over that like button. It wants it, it needs it, it most definitely has to have it. Now, I see we only got 10 likes and 20 people watching. Y'all don't like me very much right now. I'm just saying. Just me only. All right. But again, I'm definitely going to run through the chat. John, what's going on with you? Yes, I can understand it's a very typical topic to talk about, but this is just a different perspective. MD, I see you in the building. What's going on with you guys? John believes that it's more of a manipulative tactic used against spineless foreigners to control him and his money. Like I said, that is not too far-fetched to believe. He said if a girl has TAMPO TAMPO twice a month, but 3 times a week, get rid of her. He said it. Okay, so TAMPO is acceptable twice a month, but not 3 times in a week. If they give it to you all the time, that shit just too much right now. That's too much for me to take. Jedi, what's good with you, bro? He says, I don't take TAMPO. If she's giving you shit, you gotta leave her. I believe that to be true. Again, it depends on how you define what you have with the young lady that you are with. Again, a lot of people will give up quickly on a lot of females. You're like, this bitch giving me headaches. She getting on my nerves. She got to go. I've known a lot of guys that do that. And like I tell you time and time again, if that's the way that you choose to live your life, you're going to be going through a lot of females. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but I'm not going to sit there and condone it as a good thing as well. So my man Danny says, if you're getting TAMPO, it is your fault. 99.9% of the time, I can honestly say when I've gotten TAMPO, it was my fault. I can honestly say in my own personal relationship, at least 90% of the time that I've received TAMPO, it was my fault. I'm not going to lie. I was late when I was supposed to meet up with her. I didn't call her at it like I was going to call her. I told her I'd call her and I didn't call. Filipinos take that stuff seriously. So if you're going to have a schedule with your young lady, at least try to make sure you maintain and keep it. So I can admit that 99.9% of the time, if I get the shit, it's because of something I probably did. So it's acceptable. And to my extent, I understand when I get it. But in certain situations where you're questioning the reason why she's giving it to you, some people may ask, is she doing this to control me? Are these tears that she is crying used to control me? Or is she doing something because she really cares? Again, it does definitely depend on the situation and how you analyze it. It'll be all right. Smooth Riffs. He said, please, will somebody tell me what is a tampon? You know what? I don't know if you're joking, but that's pretty funny. I'm gonna leave it at that. What's good with you, Smooth? My man Christopher Lewin, what's going on, brother? He said, my brother, thanks for the info in there. I should visit over there sometime. I hope you do take a chance to come over here, man. If I'm ever around or available, man, let's link up, man. That'll be no problem. Sasha, what's good with you, bro? Eddie Jackson, what's good with your family? You guys don't know TAMPO? TAMPO is like John says, it's a temper tantrum. They give you attitude or loads of attitude and a lot of shit. It's all encompassing of a lot of different things, but for the most part, it's based on the attitude of the female, throwing tantrums, being childish, and acting out and doing things a certain kind of way. It's kind of funny though, because if you ask a Filipina what TAMPO is, they kind of give you a completely different definition. But again, considering that it's mostly women who provide the TAMPO situations, you should expect to get a different answer. A lot of them will say it's because when we are mad at you or for you doing something, it's always something we did, right? That's why they give it to us. But that's neither here nor there. Daniel, what's good with you? Rona, how you doing, baby? Appreciate you coming through. John says, typical Western feminized mentality. What did I do wrong? Then apologize like a simping wimp. If you say so, man. I mean, in my relationship, most of the time I did fuck up. I mean, truth be told, I know when I messed up. Because I fuck up all the time, man. It's the truth. So that's why I don't really take it. I take the shit with a grain of salt and I keep it moving. Now, if that's how you're acting in the beginning of the relationship, I can understand how those tears can definitely be used to control you. Likelihood of a local guy getting TAMPO from his girl is 0 to never. I don't know, man. I would say slim to none, but I would never say 0 to never. Danny says Filipinos are always hunting for an advantage. The female version is TAMPO, and if it works, she has another tool to get her advantage. Can't deny that. Most situations are irrational when it comes to the difference between why you get TAMPO. Again, I understand, guys. I've said it in the beginning of this one. I know that TAMPO in general is not the correct use of words or the correct terminology for what I'm trying to explain. I know that. I just had to get you motherfuckers in the building. Do you not understand the rules? Do you not know how YouTube works, right? I don't know if y'all understand how YouTube works, but if I use the word TAMPO, it doesn't necessarily describe said situation, but at the end of the day, it kind of floats along the same lines. You just would not call it TAMPO. I would just say that. Danny says John Doe is right. It does not happen with local guys, just Western guys. The local guys will get on her ass quick. And if you're a bitch, you're probably not gonna take control of that. And I understand. It's most of the simp ass soft individuals that get taken advantage of. Hey, hold on. I'm reading a comment. I'm sorry, guys. What's up, Fred? What's Gucci, bro? I know that the particular lyric that I used in the song, John, is not representative of the actual thing, but what I did know and what I have noticed is, all right, John, let me ask you a question. John, I'm gonna ask you a true question, because in reference to what I was explaining in this particular situation, maybe the same rules could apply for you. If we're talking about GF number 2, whenever you leave the Philippines, does she not cry when you leave? Let me ask that question. That's the only question I'll ever ask you. If I'm directing it directly to you, GF number 2, if whenever it's time for you to leave and go back home, is she not upset that you're leaving? Does she not cry when you're leaving? Does she not give you anything when you leave? That kind of, to me, I kind of feel like that reaction is something that you could judge. Now, you should be able to judge if a reaction is a fake one or a real one. I think you should know that by now. If you've been with a girl as long as me and you have been with our significant others plus, you could be able to tell if they bullshit or if they for real. But, that's just my question. Fred, what's good with you, man? NC is definitely in the building. Danny says your girl here would be ashamed to be using TAMPO in public. Yes. Me and my girl never had no issues in public, but some guy. Well, I've never really seen TAMPO issues with Filipinas in public. Maybe I'm not looking, maybe I'm in the wrong place, but I've never seen a girl cut up on a foreigner in public. Not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm just saying that my eyes aren't glued to situations like that. Take her out in public and expose that TAMPO. It will quit quickly. Yeah, most of that shit is behind closed door. Carito, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. MD says fighting is the Filipinos' favorite sport. You can't be with Filipino and not fight. That's what I say. At least have a disagreement. Rona says TAMPO is just us getting upset over small things and just wanting some attention and affection. Like I said, everybody's definition of TAMPO is different. From a Filipino standpoint and from how foreigners see it are two different things, and which is crazy, but it's true. Foreigners such as myself, when we see TAMPO, it's like, damn, what the fuck is going on here? But from a Filipina, it could be different. Now, you say it's something small. Sometimes it's something major. It depends. But like I said, this topic is just something that I'm spitballing, something that I'm freestyling, and I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys got to say. He says, how was Olongapo City? Sounds like a great place to be if you ask me. Well, John, if you've never had to apologize, hey, your situation is unique, my friend. Carita, you're dumb, bro. But sometimes actually, the young lady Rona, she said it's because people do need attention. She says she needs attention and affection. She probably does need to get some, though, and that's not too far-fetched, man. What's going on, Dave? I appreciate you coming through. Again, John, when I said TAMPO, I wasn't actually meaning the actual word of TAMPO. I said that in the beginning. I wasn't actually meaning TAMPO in this particular situation. I just said the word. That I know it's different. Danny says the one that cares leads in a relationship holds the power. So if she is always giving you TAMPO, what does that tell you? That she knows that crying is a manipulative tactic that could really get you right. Shit. Anyways, gentlemen, I see we got 27 watching. Appreciate y'all coming through and showing love to the good dog. Happy to be in the building. Again, it's good to see some female feedback. Definitely. I know, guys, I said it in the beginning. Nobody caught it, but I guess I got to repeat myself. I'm not necessarily putting TAMPO in the traditional sense here. In this particular situation, it has nothing to really do with actual TAMPO in the traditional sense, how the foreigner would define it and how the Filipino would define TAMPO. I'm just saying in general, attitudes, emotions, things like that. Okay, so let's eliminate the word TAMPO out of the situation. Tears of emotion, tears of whatever it may be. We cannot overlook the fact that some people use tears as a means of manipulation. That's kind of what I was trying to say. We can't overlook the fact that tears can be used as a means of manipulation. Now, when you talk about TAMPO, yes, the attitude, the childishness. Okay, let's forget about the traditional definition of what TAMPO is for this particular instance. Okay. Again, I use TAMPO just to bring you motherfuckers to the yard because I needed you to listen to my words. All right. A lot of people are taking it however they want to. But again, in this particular topic, we're talking about tears and tears of emotion and things like that, how it could be used possibly, potentially, maybe, as a tool for manipulation, as opposed to is she crying because she cares? And again, it does depend on every situation. Every situation is different. And I do believe that I'm very questionable about the tears based off of how long we've been together. I think that really plays a major part because I've had girls cry over a situation I only known her for less than a month. Am I supposed to believe that? I'm supposed to believe that those emotions are real? Depending on how hot and heavy the situation was in the beginning, you could take that one with a grain of salt. But sometimes I'm trying to get you guys to be able to define and determine whether the tears are tears of endearment or tears of manipulation. You understand? That's kind of where we're going for. Oh shit, I said TAMPO because TAMPO is the best word to use. It's kind of all encompassing if you ask me, but I do need to understand in what situations would you define something as tears of manipulation and tears of endearment. Jedi man, much love to you, brother. I appreciate that one. But again, I do want to know. I know that, like I said, I know TAMPO is too far fetched of a word. Okay, so for this particular point right now, eliminate the word TAMPO out of the mind state of what we're talking about. So, are we talking about tears, emotions, attitudes, behaviors? Is this somewhat of a manipulative tool to control you? Or are these tears being used because they're genuine tears of emotion and care? That's all I ask. I know like I said, I know this can be take 100 different directions. That's why I bring it to the table. Everybody's not going to agree. Everybody's going to agree to disagree. Everybody's going to have something different, which is why you guys are definitely here to help me out. I'm just bringing the topic, man. You guys are allowed to discuss and talk about it from whatever perspective you want to. I'm just here to get it in. All right. So Nika, how you doing, baby? She says some women use TAMPO because they want some attention. Right. You and Rona said the same thing. Attention, affection. So some they are mad and some it is their behavior. Okay. Again, like I said, everybody's definition of how you see it and how it's described is different. I understand 100%. You guys have every single right to define TAMPO how you want to. Again, I do personally believe that a foreigner will define TAMPO as something different. But from this particular aspect, in this particular part of the show, eliminate your traditional definition of what TAMPO is. Let's just focus on the tears, the emotions, the attitude. It just seemed too long for me to do tears, emotions, attitudes, etc. Is it to control you, or is it because she cares? It was just too long for me to say that. That's why I use TAMPO. I know it's generalized. I got it. But from this particular moment on, let's focus on attitudes. Let's focus on this. How can you determine? That's my question. That's the question I need you to answer. How can you determine whether her tears are tears of endearment or tears of care and love, or if those are tears of manipulation? I mean, how can we tell the difference? Or especially, let me just ask you how you could tell the difference. That's the best way for me to put it. 25 watching. I hope I got at least 25 likes. Let me check it out. I doubt it because y'all be tripping on the like button. 17 is good enough. All right, y'all slowly getting it in. It's like we're running a marathon here tonight. Y'all just taking y'all time, ain't y'all? Rona, she said most Filipinos are more emotional. True, whenever we are upset or hurt, we don't open up easily. So that when your affection is needed, makes us more comfortable to share what is on our mind. Jedi says keeping open communication is important in any relationship. As always, very true. Talk it out, people. Talk it out. I have no problem talking out my situation because, like I said, I know when I fuck up. it's often, people. I'm not perfect. The good doc, I know I seem perfect, but I'm not, guys. I am far from it. Reggie Coleman, what's good with you, bro? He says, did TAMPO shit? He said they use the TAMPO shit they use for them to control you because of course that tempo does not work on me because I tell her, see you and I will replace your ass, and I'm not putting up with that. A lot of guys will not. I understand, guys. Tempo is something that none of us should ever put up with. Again, from this point on, we're talking about more specifically the ideology of tiers, attitudes, and things like that used as manipulative tools for control. Thomas Love, I see you in the building, family. What's good? Danny says you could be the pimp or the hoe in the relationship. One thing to think about: are you pimping or are you hoeing? Question mark? Question mark. You don't, John. Filipinos don't have attitude. I'm not talking about sassy westernized, I'm the boss and you're my bitch type attitude. You gonna tell me a Filipina has never given you an issue at all, bruh? I don't know, man. I've definitely had my fair share. Again, maybe I'm dealing with the wrong women. I don't know, but I've had my fair share. Tempo is different from tantrums, guys. I think that Mike, you were talking about tantrums when it involves crying and fussing. I'm being funny. This must be a cultural thing because I can't stand the whole tempo thing. It gets on my nerves. John says American women have attitudes, not Filipinas. Danny says tempo is when she's not speaking to you. I tell them those are precious moments. You're happy as hell when your girl's not talking, right? Ah, man. Jedi, I think I'm doing okay, man. All the thumbs up. Hey, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing all right. I'm trying, people. I'm trying. My man Reggie says, yes, it's a form of manipulation to control you so that she can get what she wants out of you and the tears and emotion. But I'm still not going for that. I'll tell her she better get right or get replaced. Nika says, since I started watching you, I kept on watching you now because you talk truly about Filipinos. You are not biased. You brought out interesting topics, but I will always want to give my side. Ladies, please feel free to give your side. You got to understand something. I am only a man. I am only a man who can talk about personal experiences dealing with Filipinos. I'm not a chick, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not a young lady. I'm not a female. I'm not a Filipina. So, again, there was always two sides to every story. I can tell you my personal experiences dealing with Filipinas, but a Filipina can talk about her personal experiences dealing with us too. It's very rare that you hear about that simply because Filipinas are not fond of, speaking about certain relationships and certain things like that. It could be difficult for them to do so, especially because of how easy it is for Filipino people to criticize each other. I've had my fair share of criticisms. I mean, shit, look at me. I'm black, I'm bald, kind of young, a little chubby. I think I'm pretty decent looking dude, but I get my fair share of hate. You understand? So again, I'm able to take it. Some people can't take the hate. So if it is what it is, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Again, we're just having fun, okay? I want you guys to understand this. Please don't take everything that I say seriously. I like to voice my opinion, no different than I like to allow you guys to share your own. I will never sit there and block you from expressing your true feelings simply because that's the reason why I have a live stream. If I wanted to block everybody that I didn't like who didn't agree with what I said, then I wouldn't have nobody in my crowd because not everybody's going to agree with everything that I say. So again, guys, this is for fun. Open up, speak your mind, do what you want to do, man. We're here to have some fun. I know topics are definitely something that are deep in thought. In this particular one, we're focusing more on attitudes, behaviors, things of that nature. Are these more terms of manipulation, tools of manipulation, or does this emotion show some type of, damn, you actually care for me, you know? But John, I'm sorry, bro. I can't sit there and say that I can't sit there and say that Filipinos don't have attitude. Now, again, how maybe the word attitude is probably not the best word to use. Again, like I said, there are probably better terms to use, but I can only use the ones that are the first to my mind. So I wouldn't say attitude as in sass and all of that extra shit. I know what you mean when we say attitude in Western worlds. That shit's something different. But maybe attitude might be explained or defined a different way whenever we're trying to whenever I'm trying to explain exactly what I'm trying to say. Maybe your word for it is something different. That's the best way for me to put it. Nika, please feel free to email me if you want me to discuss topics. I will definitely speak my honest truth. I would rather you email it to me. My email is in the description area because if you tell everybody what topics you want me to cover, it won't be a surprise. Like it won't be easy for me to just go ahead and do the topic if they already know exactly what I plan on coming with. So you can email me. That's in the description area below in the description box. You should find my email. Look at the bottom or something like that. Or I could type it in the chat. Somebody could type it in the chat. Filipinos without attitude, he said, it's not the same as Western women, but Filipinos can definitely be feisty. That's what I say. I mean, I guess everybody's understanding is different. Okay, guys, you gotta understand. Doc is not a perfect man. I come up with the topics, I leave it to the table. So maybe my terminology or the way in which I might say a word and the way you interpret it are different. You understand? That's why everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe attitude may not be the correct word. Maybe you could say something different. If you could find a better word, please feel free to tell me. All right. Please feel free to tell me. My man Danny says one thing: if she has no fire in the relationship, does she really care? She just has to know when to put that fire out. Okay. Hold up. Let me read that one more time. One thing: if she has no fire in the relationship, does she really care? She just has to know when to put the fire out. If I'm picking up what you're saying in this particular text right here, I think I understand what you mean. I mean, she has to have a little bit of feistiness in her, but she needs to know when to control that shit, especially when she's around you. Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I'm with you guys on that one. Carito, he says we all got flaws as humans. True, we men can be a pain in the ass. I've had my moments. I know because I noticed the one with issues can be also. I noticed the one with issues can be also us who was the start of the problem. Okay. Yes. Like I said, 99.9% of the time, if I'm getting it, it's something I did. Yeah, I forgot to do something or whatever. Dude, I'll be busy, man. I'll take my L's. And I'm cool with it. You understand it? Because especially if you recognize it, you just kind of make it work quickly or you just kind of fix it. Like I said, most of the time, keep it honest with you, Filipinas, I'm just gonna encompass this all into one particular thought process so that everybody can pick up what I'm putting down. I see we got 24 watching. Y'all make sure y'all get those likes up, okay? When it comes to TAMPO, honestly, there are two quick fixes for TAMPO. Damn, I should make this into a video. I should make this into. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna tell you guys. I'm not gonna tell you the two quick fixes. I'm just gonna make it into a video. I might even make that video today and do it. It might have it come out after this video was finished. Okay. So we're gonna talk about the two quick fixes to TAMPO. Let me write that down because I'm definitely gonna do that as a topic. You might get it tomorrow. You might get it later on tonight. I don't know, but we're gonna talk about the two quick fixes to TAMPO. You guys probably already know the answer, but don't give it to anybody because I'm gonna do that with myself, guys. If you have a moment, get the likes up on the video. If you guys want to support the good doc, please feel free to do so. But of course, I'm happy if you spend some time with me today. Now we should get back to our regular. I'm sorry, I'm typing and trying to talk. I'm sorry, guys. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right, guys. Let me get back to it. I got it. Let me go back up. But yes, sometimes, Carito, you're right, man. Sometimes it is us. I know when I fucked up. And I mean, it happens too often. That's why. And it's not as if I have to like apologize for it. It's just that, there are certain things that you could do to make the situation better. That's what I'll tell you. All right, Jedi, he says, we all as foreigners need to educate the simps about not giving in to the local girls, blowing their hard-earned money. It's so much easier to say it, but whether it actually processes is two different things, guys. That's the hard part. We don't know if it's going to process or not. We could tell them everything we want to. Hell, we've made videos about it. I think other people have made videos about it. It's a continuous thing. It's an ongoing process. We could talk about it 100% of the time. But do they ever learn? No. Is it Artie 46, man? What's going on, bro? I just want to make sure I got that right. I think this is the first time I've ever seen you in a chat, man. Welcome to the channel, man. If you want to be a part of the team, please feel free, man. It's good to see you here. I encourage anybody in the background looking to make a comment, question, comment, or concern. Yeah, y'all do that. My man Artie says, if you all have not been married 20 years like I was, you don't know how crazy emotional Filipinos can get. When things were great, it was great, but when things get bad, it's really bad. I do not disagree with that. I've been in a relationship for a minute and shit could really turn tits up real quick. Shout out to my boy Michael Smith. What's good, man? Rona asks, guys, answer the question. Rona asks, why do gods always connect money to TAMPO? Jedi says because most TAMPO comes about over money. He said, you guys talk about Filipinos making TAMPO over not getting material things. John responds, a girl's family needs help. Money in the foreigner, if the money don't, yes, if the foreigner doesn't help, maybe they get some tempo issues. Okay, like I said, they're answering it, yo. I shouldn't have read that out loud. Y'all should have just kept that between yourself. Nika says, Dr. Mike, are you bald, chubby? He said, Doctor, you are bald, chubby, or whatever you are. One of the real. Not every woman likes physical attributes. You are honest and loving man, and you are one of the blessed to have loving and genuine Filipina. Yeah, she gets on my damn nerves, but this is what we do. Part of the real world, people. My man Danny said the family situation and pressure from the family can be a tempo starter if you don't handle that up front. Very true, Danny. 100%. That's very true. Here's the thing. Here's what I've noticed over time. Here's what I've noticed through personal experiences as well. I think a lot of guys have probably been through this too. Most girls don't really start with the potential attitude or the stressed out demeanor or behavior until after they're dealing with their family. A girl could be happy and just good and all of that shit. Everything can be perfectly fine in a relationship. The moment family stress or family problems start to happen, that's when you start to see the behavior of the young lady change. And sometimes that behavior is the result of her becoming like short with you, or she might give you that little bit of attitude, like I was saying. I don't know if that's the proper word to use, but I'm gonna use attitude because that's the only word I got right now. Nobody gave me anything new, so I'm gonna keep that one. But if you think about it in hindsight, most of the time when girls give you attitude or something, it's because of something that's possibly stressing them out in their, in their own personal lives, maybe a good friend pissing them off, family issues and things like that. Now, as a result of family issues, 99.9% of the time, with all due respect, whenever family is pressuring Filipinos to do something, then it's probably of a monetary means. That's kind of where I see it too sometimes. It's not always the case, but most of the time, yeah, that's what it is. Artie, you're good, bro. Whenever you come to the channel, man, everybody gets a shout out, man. Don't worry about it. Doc recognizes everybody who decides to spend even a little bit of time with me today. Everybody gonna get that work today, because you know what? Y'all could have been anywhere in the world today, but where are you right now? On the Dr. Mike TV channel. And because of that, I thank you sincerely. Like I said, man, y'all could have been doing anything else. It's about 9:27 in the PM for all of my people on the East Coast. Y'all could be doing something, maybe Blackish or some shit like that is on television, but y'all sitting here listening to this dude. And I appreciate that shit 100%, man. Y'all don't know how much that means to me. 28 people, that's a good solid number for me. Like I said, if it was only 2 of y'all up in here, we would still make it happen for sure. You guys are talking to each other. Let me skip that. Eddie, he says basically Filipinos are insecure and mature or just spoiled little brats. God damn, man. Harsh much? All right, guys, let's be gentlemen about it. I mean, it's not all the same. We gotta understand that, you have your fair share of hits and misses when it comes to females, Filipino or not. My man Danny says you should have a show about the Filipino retirement system of kids and how they look to their kids to support. Bro, do you know how much hate I would get for that show? I would do it just for shits and giggles, though, Daddy. Do not test me, because I'm good for doing shit for no reason at all. I'm good for, dude, the show that I did about having like small manhoods. I did that because somebody dared me to do it. Let me be honest with you. The video that I did when I was talking about dealing with your manhood issues, I did that because somebody dared me to do it. So please don't test me. Y'all know that I'm really good at doing shit for no fucking reason at all. All right? No reason at all. Just because it's funny for me and it's going to be an interesting way of approaching different situations. Carito, as long as you're getting that money, man, do not let me stop that bank, please. I say, look, I ain't going nowhere, man. The live stream will be up for at least a whole month. Like I said, I don't delete my live streams or I don't unlist them until the end of the month. So every month is, if you don't watch my live streams within a month, so be it, man. Y'all gonna have to wait until next month to get the new live streams, okay? So, hey, we do what we have to do, people. But I'm glad you're getting that paper, man. Don't let me stop that bag for nothing. You can always listen to me on repeat. My man Mike says Filipinos are just a little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of country and a little bit of rock and roll. Shit, I'm just having fun, man. I think I'm fucked up, but it's all good. Jedi says the family are always, in most cases, tugging at the girlfriend or the wife for the money to help them out. And as I said to my girlfriend, it's you and I. I am not with the whole family. Easier said than done. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. We can always say that shit, but for some god awful reason, one thing leads to another, and family just seems to creep their way into personal relationships. Kind of puts a damper on a lot of things, but as a man, gotta do what we have to do. Like I said, you do have options, gentlemen. Remember that. You do have options. You can always say no. Now, what happens as a result of you saying no? I don't know. But you can always say no. All right. Remember, no is a word that we can all use. Eddie, you must have been having a moment, bro. You'll be all right. you was going there heavy, man. But trust me, I've had my moments too, man. If you catch me on a bad day, man, you might hear me say all kinds of shit. And I don't want you to take it personally, but sometimes I do mean it. It's just deep down inside. I need to flower it up a little bit so that people don't take it to heart. But you're good, family. Shit, man. Unless you guys have anything else to say, I'm gonna cut this one, man. I don't want it to be super duper long. I just wanted to give you guys a chance to converse with one another. But again, when we're talking about attitudes, when we're talking about tears and all of that stuff, are these usually tools to control you as the foreigner man, or is it because they really care? Again, let's say that one more time. Is the manipulative tool of tears and the whole nine used to control you, or when they cry, are they really sincerely crying because there is an emotional aspect that is moving mountains and don't go chasing waterfalls and making them feel all emotional and giddy in the inside? Well, one girl said, "You make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside like I just swallowed a kitten." I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" But it meant something to them. I've never heard that one until I saw it on a t-shirt. But I had somebody say that shit to me. I was like, what the hell does that mean? You like to eat kittens? And I was just laughing because the shit was funny. But hey, man, living in the Philippines, man, you hear some of the weirdest things, guys. Not gonna lie to you. Danny says the other thing about supporting the family, they only expect the girls to support the family and not the boys. Very true. And the princes cannot be bothered to be helping out. Yeah, man. They don't never come to the son. Goddamn. The son be living on the hot and honestly, when the parents and everybody dies and shit, I'm not wishing that on anybody, but when the parents go, the son always inherits everything. I mean, for the most part, it ain't a lot, but whatever they do inherit, they kind of leave it all to the son. The son can move back into the house with his wife and their kids most of the time. If the daughter marries, the daughter can't bring in a husband or something into the house. It's that motherfucker got to go and take care of you. It's definitely a organizational structure that is different, but it is what it is, people. I mean, there ain't nothing you can say about that. My man Jedi says the word no needs to be used more often, but people don't know that word. People do not know that word. They need to insert that at the top of the list of their vocabulary to bring to the Philippines. Actually, we shouldn't say no. We should say no, thank you. At least be nice about it. At least be nice about it. Rona, it is true. I'm not gonna lie. I know how hard it is. I know how hard it can be for a Filipino to say no to mother and father. I know that. I understand. Everybody wants to help the family, no different. But if you don't have it or you can't get it, they gotta understand it. But the thing that really pisses me off the most about it is when they guilt trip the daughter or the son or whatever into feeling bad because they can't help. Oh, what are we gonna do now? I thought that you could do this for me. How I was really relying on you, and they put a lot of pressure on their kids, man. That is one thing I don't fuck with. That is one thing I don't like. The pressure that they put on their children, Filipino people in general. Like I said, I respect the culture because it's not my own. I mean, like I said, everybody is brought up a different way. And of course, the kids want to help, but when they can't help, all of a sudden it's like all of a sudden it's like my man Danny said, they look at the kids like they like their bill tickets, their support when they get older. But then when the child get older and they can't help it, shit, I'm like, yo, did you just have a child so that child could be your investment in the future, or did you have a child because motherfucker you wanted children? You know, it shit just weird. It's just weird. Yeah, no, babe is better. Yeah, you're right, Jedi. You're right, 100%, man. Nah, no, babe. I can't do that. She just gonna have to understand it. If you say no enough times, I think she'll understand it. And if she's still around, you might have a good one. Maybe not. Who knows? Again, maybe she'll cry. Maybe she'll manipulate. She'll manipulate that yes out of you. Again, that's kind of what we're talking about tonight, in a roundabout way. My man Reggie Coleman says, well, you know, most females are nothing but big children anyways, so you have to treat them like children with discipline. Yep, you gotta spank them, bruh. You gotta smack them on the ass real hard. Get them back in line. I've done that before. No, not in a disrespectful way. It was in a private moment, but sometimes you gotta spank them to get them back in order. If you want to act like a child, I'll treat you like one. Shit, might find a girl who actually like that shit. I'm done, man. Let me not go that far. But yo, man, let's keep it real with one another, man. You might find one that actually like that shit. She might throw an attitude and a tantrum just so that you can put her over your knee and put her ass back in place. Hey, they like that dominatrix shit. Don't let them innocent ladies fool you. Some of them get into that shit. And not gonna go that far. That should be a story in the BOOTYLOO Chronicles 2, which I should be releasing sometime soon. Anyways, guys, if you haven't gotten the Foreigner's Guide to Tricking and Treating in the Philippines, you are missing out. Everybody who's read it so far has enjoyed it. I'm definitely trying to see if you guys are interested in copying yours. If you are, you know how to reach out to me. But yeah, let me read the rest of these comments, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down in a minute. Not gonna do a full hour. I don't want to, but yeah. My man Jedi says it's amazing the power the hot young Filipino girl has, or for the fact any hot girl. Oh yeah, man. It's scary. It's scary what these girls can do. It's scary. I love it, but it's scary. My man Michael Smith says, I know the word no, that's what gets me in a lot of trouble. Yeah, it sounds familiar. When it comes to money, business is business, Danny. It's the only way to look at it. Rona says that's why there are more career-oriented women nowadays. It's because they want to give back to their family without depending on the husband. Hey, I'm all for a chick that likes to work, but she has to realize that if it's gonna be you, me, and us, she has to make sure that she looks at us first before she looks at everybody else. Because in hindsight, we as a unit, like I said, if this is your long-term thing, you gotta make sure we take care of us first before family, because we gotta survive too, right? Not everything that you make for yourself you send home to your parents. You understand? That's the thought process that really gets me. Like, damn, everything you send home to family. Like, what do you have left for you, man? That's the whole OFW situation we talk about, man. That shit gets rough and hard for me to understand down the line. My man Eddie says, Dr. Mike, why do the parents put more financial burden on the females versus the males? You know what? I've never understood that, but it's always the females. I don't know if females are considered to get jobs easier or whatever it may be. I don't know. You know what? That is $1 million question. I lived in the Philippines and I still question that today. Why why always the girls and not the guys? Maybe somebody has a good answer for you. I truly don't. I know that the guys don't have to lift the finger for shit. Trust me, I've seen some lazy Filipino dudes, man. And the sister be out there grinding, bruh. Son ain't gotta do shit. It's rough, man. Danny says, when it comes to money, let your girl work, give her a set of bills, and if she has something left that is hers, her mom will change about sending money home. Exactly, Danny. I believe that to be 100% true. I said that in a video before, man. I was like, look, if you teach her the responsibility of having to take care of some shit, she'll realize exactly how hard it is, and she'll have a newfound respect for sending all of her money to family. So I got to give you that one. Fellow traveler, what's good with your family? My boy San Juan, appreciate you coming through. Hey, man, I'm glad that you still with me. Travel Squad, notifications ain't working. Damn, that shit sucks. But I'm glad you were able to drop that like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm good. My man Danny says keep your money separate always. Give her half the bills. Make your Filipino responsible. Touche, my friend. Touche. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Did I miss comments? Because I'm trying to make sure that I didn't skip any comments. Sometimes they show up. Sometimes I have to approve of certain comments. So if I miss some, or if my wrenches can approve comments, that's fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think Doc has pretty much finessed his way through this particular situation. It's been a good one. It's been a great one, man. You guys have been an awesome crowd tonight. Always happy to have you guys here with me. Always happy to be able to share in thoughts and express shit when I feel like expressing it. John says he give them all the bills. See, again, everybody's situation is different. If I could give all my bills and give all the bills to your girl, it's $1 million lifestyle, man. My man Eddie says, Dr. Mike, in the U.S. culture, Filipino guys would be considered bums and losers. Yes. But in the Philippines, even if they are considered bums and losers, they still get 99.9% of the punnan in the country. So what does that really say about Filipino women, and what does that really say about Filipino men? I'm not going to do a live stream on that at all, but let me just throw that question out at you. If my man says that if my man says that in the U.S. culture, Filipino men, no disrespect for those that don't work and sit at home and do nothing, he says that they would be considered bums. But what does it say about the men or the women when 99.9% of the time they can still get some? Does that mean that we're dealing with weak-minded women, or are we dealing with men that don't have no motivation? And I don't know. What are we talking about? I'm trying to figure that one, because it's still a hard one. That's a hard pill to swallow, man. You'd be like, this motherfucker ain't got shit. He ain't got nothing to his name. You're doing a little bit better in life, but yet and still he has to put minimal effort to get him some. You're over here trying to go the green mile. Just a little bit of thought. Just something to stimulate that shit. All right, man. Doc is almost out, man. I'm going to go ahead and get my shout outs real quick. Anything you have left to add, you know what to do. Leave it in the chat box on the way out. So, Rona, much love to you, baby. Thank you for coming through. MD, my boy El Ghost, John Doe. Always a pleasure, man. Eddie Jackson, my boy Danny Gordon, Travel Squad in the building. Appreciate you being here with the good doc, Dr. Mike TV, my boy Sam Juan. Appreciate my man, fellow traveler. Jedi, always a pleasure, man. Thank you for the support, my brother. It's always good to have you in the building, because you are definitely an interesting character. You say some things that I think some people won't say. And I appreciate the opinion, man. Michael Smith, much love to you, bro. Reggie Coleman, always a pleasure. Nika, thank you for spending some time here with the good doc. If I miss your name, leave it down at the bottom. I'll make sure I say my hellos and goodbyes. Carito, what's going on, bro? My man RD Mac, Mr. 46, appreciate you being here with the good doc. Y'all make sure y'all stay around long enough to get your shout out, okay? And then you can go about your business, because I'm not going to say too much more after this. Damn, all these repeats. Gotta find new people. Thomas Love, man, all the way from Cebu City, man. Appreciate you coming through and showing love to the good doc. My boy Dave Wise, what's good with your family? Appreciate you coming through and showing love to the family. My boy Christopher Lewin, Edep. I think that's right. All right. My boy Frederick Mason from the great state of North Carolina. You know what's good. Daniel Tanner, always a pleasure, my G. Sasha, I see you. Smooth Riffs, I see you in the building. It wasn't actually tampon, it was tempo, but that's pretty funny for me. I get a chuckle out of that shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've touched everybody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. Scroll my ass back down to the bottom and make sure I didn't actually miss anybody. My man Danny says another topic is when a Filipino is with an expat, how is the chica chica, and how is the chica chica, and how do you handle it? Not sure if I could go live on that one, but we'll figure that one out. I'll figure out how to make it work. Eddie Jackson says they sleep with whom they're familiar and most comfortable with. Yep, and that's why we over here, we gotta go the extra mile for the sometimes. I guess it's just the weirdest fucking thing in the world. Hey, they sleep with the person that can speak the language. Hey, if we master the language, that gives us a competitive advantage that is unmatched. I'll tell you that. I'm not saying that you have to, but that gives you the competitive advantage that is unmatched. Travel Squad says I was an engineering student, $9 an hour, introduced to logistics, borderline slavery. Gotta love the disparity. They would only hire me for physical labor and fuck motivation. Ah, damn, that's fucked up. Yeah, damn. Never mind. That sounds like a that sounds like a fucked up situation, bro. Not gonna lie, man. That sounds really bad. You said 9 per hour. I don't know if that's 9 pesos or $9. Sounds extremely horrible, however you slice it. Not as an engineering student. Goes, well, Dr. Mike, that may explain all the mold flies in the swamp shacks. I don't know, man. Philip, but the fucking crazy thing about this is, yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't give two shits in the damn what you say about Filipino men. I don't care. You have your thoughts. It's not my business. Dems can be some of the most resourceful people I've ever seen in my life. I've seen a Filipino build some shit from nothing. Okay, so don't knock that shit. You might call them all kinds of names. No disrespect. Again, nobody's knocking on anybody because you can say a lot of things about black guys, and we could have this conversation spew into a whole bunch of other shit. But regardless of what you say, nobody can tell me that the men in the Philippines in general are not the most resourceful motherfuckers on the planet. I've seen guys build shit, make shit out of nothing. You mean to tell me you can build a whole shack with some like leftover plywood and some shit? Come on, man. That's ingenuity at its finest. If they utilize that to do better things with their lives, it would be awesome. But, I guess it does depend on opportunity, too. So let's not overlook that. All right. That's my last thought, man. You said, am I trying to say that they are undercover players and pimps? Eddie Jackson, you bet your ass, man. You bet your ass. You bet your ass, Eddie. I'm not going to go that far, but yes. Travel Squad, man, you know how to find me, my brother. Email listing in the link in the description area below. Let's link up, man. Let's make it happen, Captain. All right, guys. It has been fun. It has been real. But the good doc is officially out. Yep, it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, the good doc is out. At least nako pa alam, which means I'm going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.